Michael, we are back, and we're going to do exactly what I just said. We're going to do the back section now. I want you to understand that back works on two planes, okay, and two only. It's either a horizontal row position or it's a vertical pull. So you call it a lat pull or a row, okay? So the fibers run on a diagonal in a vertical aspect with your hands over your head as your humerus goes down to your side, whatever mechanical ability you have to hold a bar this way or pronated inside. We're going to get into that in a minute. And then a basic row, whether it's a single arm or a double arm, a row is a row is a row. Michael, don't get confused. This is a row. Okay? I'm still doing a row. Motions and positions are relative to the body, not the world. If I lay on the ground and point my arms up, I'm still doing a row. You might look at my arm and say it's vertical, but it's still a row. So, not to get confused, I'm going to have you introduce the exercise to the body at a very light weight. You're doing back. Maybe we're going to figure out where it's going to fit in your week, but let's say you're starting with back. Let's say it's a Wednesday. You've already warmed up, okay? You've done some jumps. Maybe if you want, you did an elliptical, a treadmill. You just broke a slight sweat. You get that sweat mustache. That's an indication that your core temperature went up about 2 degrees. That'll engage a neural response so you could send and receive signals properly. You won't get injured. It's almost like saying you're bringing synovial fluid into the body. Your body's WD-40. That's old school, or some kind of lubrication, and that's what a warm-up's all about. I have the cable machine. I set up my pulley. How do I know how high to set the pulley? Well, if I'm going to do a row, and I want to be in 90 degrees of elbow flexion here, then I have to make sure that that pulley is somewhere in front of this. Obviously, it's not going to be up here, and it's not going to be down here. I want to be in 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees of elbow flexion, a perfect right angle, if you will. So I'm looking at the pulley, and I'm thinking, when I pull my arm, that's incorrect. So that's going to have to go up one notch. So when I pull my arm, not bad. Okay? So I'm going to lose that, grab the hand grip, walk it back. Remember, the coolest thing about the free motion machine, I'll tell you on a personal level, I know the owner and the inventor of this machine personally, but we'll get into that later. You can walk anywhere you want with this machine, it does not matter. Okay? Does not matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the single arm row. Staggered position. The arm in motion, that leg back. Arm in motion, that leg back. I want you to look at my shoulder joint for a minute. This load is about 130 pounds. Okay, I'm starting out at a reasonable weight to warm up. It wants to do this. That's protracted shoulder girdle. This is neutral. This is retracted. I want you to stay neutral. Do not let this pull you into a risky position or round out your back. I'm standing here. I'm drawing the arm and the shoulder blade back. See that? I'm drawing the arm and the shoulder blade back. Shoulder blade back. Did you see me bend my elbow? No. I didn't do this. Shoulder blade. Shoulder blade. Get used to that. Shoulder blade followed by the elbow. Hold. Do you notice, Michael, I'm not saying anything about my hand. I do not want you pulling with your hand. Think of it nothing more than a grip or a hook holding onto the handle, and lead with the elbow and the shoulder blade. If you lead with the hand, this is going to happen. Okay? So we just want to draw back. Slow. Shoulder blade. Elbow. Shoulder blade. Elbow. Mike, if you feel better in this stance, you could do this too. Shoulder blade. Elbow. I prefer 1 foot forward. Just gives me a more sense of stability. I create a better platform to exert this force off of so it doesn't pull me forward. I want a solid foundation, especially in a hypertrophy situation where I want to build a little more muscle as I'm going through the nutrition aspect and losing the body fat on top of the muscle, utilizing that as a fuel substrate. And that's the key, and that's what you want to accomplish. Drive the shoulder blade back. Let's say this is rep 10. Single arm, switch, switch, pull. Shoulder blade, elbow. shoulder blade, elbow. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3. Slow, controlled, under your active control. Don't let this pull you. Drive it back. Solid foundation. Drive it back. I am thinking right now that your hand is underneath my arm and I'm pushing your hand back. My wrist, my hand, my fingers, they're going along for the ride. That's it. They're going along for the ride. 1, 2, 3, hold. Switch. 10 here. 9. 10. 9. 10. Single arm hand grip or the single arm cable pull is the first exercise of your back day. Okay, you're going to do 3 sets on each side non-stop. I'm not going to have you going running around the gym and losing the machine, etc. I want it to be very efficient, very optimal and effective for you. So the single arm hand grip, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 with the staggered stance. Stop. We'll be right back. Michael, we're back. So you just finished the single arm pulls. Right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. So think about it. You just did 60 repetitions, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You're immediately going to go to the vertical pull. Why? Because we just did a row. So we're going to alleviate and let that rest, that row aspect, that scapular retraction, okay, scapular retraction, we're going to let that rest, and now we're going to do downward depression of the shoulder blade, where we're going to take it from a vertical aspect. Now a lot of these machines, the pulling machines, they're all different. This is super old school. I don't use any lock-in bars, but you can. If there's roller pads here, you're familiar with that. Don't go all the way in. Get as far back as you can with just the pad here if you want to use the pads. Okay, I'm not suggesting you do. It's okay. There's no difference. The pulley is above your head. Just make sure it's not directly above your head. If so, you're going to have to lean back a little. Once you set your weight, Michael, you've seen these circle bars. They're either going to be a circle bar here with the bar going this way that you can grab, or they're going to have a floating bar. You don't see too many of these. I like the free range floating bar, but if they have the circle bar, I want you to pick something that's this close. Look, watch me. This is an anatomical chart position. You've seen these. Here's the strongest position in the human body, and to put most regional emphasis in the back. 1, 2, palms facing each other. There's your grip. So you and I just invented this bar with this grip. And now we go up with it, and now we pull down with it. Okay, so that's the grip you want. This is very close to that, what I just did. Once I get in the machine, my arms are straight. Obviously, I'm sitting down. My ankles are under my knees, 90 degrees. Okay, I'm sitting tall, but I'm not leaning back. If I lean back, Mike, what's this? You've seen this in the gym. That's a row. We don't want to do a row. We want to stay vertical, so we're here. That's our finished position. I'm fully depressed. As my arm goes up into extension, I initiate the pull, not by pulling with my arms. Okay? I initiate the pull by drawing my shoulder blades down, followed by my elbows. Think about it, Mike. What does the latissimus dorsi do on a diagonal aspect? It drives the humerus into the sides. Okay, that's elbow flexion. But what does it really want to do? Okay, the relationship that the humerus has with the shoulder joint and the latissimus all together as a trio, here's what they want to do together. They want to draw the shoulder blade down. They want to tell the humerus to also draw down, bend the elbows, activate the biceps to the finished position. Now, look at my wrist, look at my elbow, and look at the cable. They're all in line with each other. If I pull down any further, I lost it. Now my elbow goes back. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you right now, Michael, is range of motion of the joint, not the bar. The bar does not ever hit the chest. So you're probably going to be a chin guy. We call it a chin, right to the chin. When you come down, you stop. I don't want it to fly back. One more time. Vertical pull. Depress the shoulder blade, followed by the elbow, hold. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's be realistic. I brought the weight up tremendously. So I'm still not going to move. Draw, hold. 2, 3, 4. Slow. Depress, hold. Depress, hold. Notice the weights start to rise and my elbows don't bend. See this? Get it in there. Depress, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Let up slowly. That's basically a vertical pull. So you went from the row to the vertical pull. You're going to do 4 sets of the vertical pull. A little rest in between. You can get up between sets. I wouldn't rest too much. 30, 40 seconds maybe. We're doing muscular hypertrophy now, so we're going to move a little slower, but I want you to stay here for 4 total sets, 10 reps. Go as heavy as you possibly can without sacrificing form. Everything under your active control. If you have to lean back, Mike, listen, if you're pulling and it's tough and you do this, watch all the guys and ladies who use their abdomen and drop their sternum. You deviate from the goal. Mike, if you're sitting here and it's heavy and you need to lean back to help facilitate that movement, it's over. It's over. Just stop the reps, lower the weight, and get back into your form. That was the second exercise of your back day. We've got a lot more to go. We'll be right back. Mike, I'm keeping it a little hardcore. I'm giving you a lot of compound exercises. You know the long range or seated row machines you have in the gym where you're sitting down, okay, 2 pulleys if it's a Life Fitness or 1 pulley in front of you. They put bars and attachments to it. A lot of those thin hand grips. You see people rowing all the time. I'm laughing. You're going to sit down. You'll have your feet up on plates. I don't have that here. We don't do that kind of exercise. What I'm saying is we don't have the actual machine where you put your feet up, but it's the same exact exercise. The body does not know that I'm not doing the same exact row, getting the same exact benefit. I'm just in a different environment. Listen, I want you to pick something in the gym that you can grab with your hand grips, that your wrist is in line with your elbow. Okay? Wrist in line with the elbow. That means your hands are never going to go closer than this. Period. You put your hands down to your side, you bring your arms up, and you grab. That's it. Said and done. You cannot go any closer when you're doing your row. So I just invented just now, I have a straight bar, 2 loose hand grips. Just 2 basic loose hand grips on a straight bar. Once I apply load to this, okay, they're not going to move, they're not going to slide. Okay, but just be careful when you do this. Some of the bars in the gym, they have the easy curl bars cut off with no weights. You've seen those. You can put the hand grips on the bend of the bar. So I'm coming down. Here you are, Mike, in the gym. You have your feet up. Okay? I'm going to have you sit as tall as you possibly can, and you're going to do a basic row. You're going to draw your shoulder blades back, followed by your elbows. Slow. Pretend that my feet are up. You're going to draw your shoulder blades back, followed by your elbows. Slow. 2, 3, 4. Draw. Hold. Hold. That's all you're doing, nice and slow. Never this, Mike. This is what you see. People will drop. People will lean like this. Sit as tall as you can. Shoulder blades, elbows, hold. Again, all I did is I took a straight bar, I took 2 hand grips, put it here, put it here. I go out and make a lot of my own stuff where I just took a pipe, weld a hook to it, put a string through it, a rope, 2 hand grips. So I have that same ability with the hand grip coming here. There are a lot of different bars in the gym. about this long. You could also grab them this way. See my hands? In line. So I could be seated and pulling it back this way as well if you want to use a straight bar. Just stay away from any of those small hand grips, because that's more internal rotators than scapula retractors. You're deviating from the goal and putting more pressure on your shoulders, not getting anything going on until the back end on the lats. Everybody feels it. It's endless, the amount of studies. You're not even training back with these small little grips. It's mostly forearm and rotator cuffs. That's your third exercise of back. We'll be right back. Mike, we have Home Depot. I don't know if you have like a Home Depot or anything, Lowe's or something like that. Listen, this is just a piece of rope, all right? It was about $11. I remember when I purchased this, it was about $11 for this length. Okay, so the rope was about 7 feet. I'm 6 feet tall. Just a straight rope. I burnt the ends, I tied a knot. I took some PVC pipes. You don't have to do all this. I tell you what, just go out and buy a long rope and tie some knots at the end. That's it. You could buy this hook, this little ring hook at Home Depot, anywhere. Tie it at the top. Don't look at any of this other stuff. Just picture a ring and the rope, and that's it. This is one choice, and the reason I set this up is because if you can purchase this, this is going to be the top end of what we're trying to accomplish in this exercise. I have version 2 and I have version 3. You're going to pick one version. It does not matter. I just want you to pick one version. I want you to do a straight arm pull. A straight arm pull, by definition, we just did a vertical pull. You saw that in the last segment. A straight arm pull is a row. Look, if I row, I drive my arm back. Okay? If I row, I drive my arm back. Okay? Now just watch me from the shoulder joint to the elbow joint. Don't look at anything else. Forget this. Cut this off. Look at me from here to here. And look at the movement. Look at the movement. Don't look at my forearm. Don't look at my watch, Mike. Just look at my arm going back. Okay? There's no change. There's no change. My arm goes back. My arm goes back. You get it? Straight arm row, bent arm row. Straight arm row. I walk back, the pulley's high. As high as I can get my pulley. Literally. I grab the rope. My arms are straight. I want you to imagine that your arms are pipes. I'm in that athletic posture. I'm getting ready for a serve or to hit a golf ball. That athletic posture, okay? I'm going to drive as I'm putting a divot in the ground, half circle. Going to drive my arms down, keeping my sternum high. When I reach my hips with my fist, I have the mechanical ability. My body has the ability to retract my shoulder blades like a row. I'm totally loaded. That's what you really see. That's what the body thinks I'm doing. It thinks I'm doing a row, but I'm straight arm, long lever arm, and retract. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing moves, Mike. Nothing moves. I'm a statue. The only thing you see moving is what? The axis or the rotation or the movement from my shoulder joint. Okay, shoulders back. Okay, shoulder extension, scapular retraction. Shoulder extension, 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 retract. That's your first move. If you don't want to get the rope, because you have to travel maybe a quarter mile down the road for 20 bucks, I want you to see if they have this. This is the new tricep rope you'll see in all the gyms. You can't use the basic black ones with the rubber knobs. They're way too short. I don't prefer this, but you can get away with it. If you take this rope in the same angle, you could also do it here. But you know what? It's a little restricted. Okay? You can get away with it. Just a little restricted. So you're driving, hold. Same thing. Hold. Never, ever, ever bend your elbows. So Mike, now I have the 2 hand grips hanging from the pulleys. This is your third choice. I like choice 1 and choice 3, not choice 2. I'm throwing it at you. You're in a pinch, and they didn't have what you needed, so you could probably use that white rope. You grab the hand grips. Walk it back until just the weights just come off the plates. Arm in this position. Now I'm fully loaded. This wants to pull me up, Mike. Hold it down so water runs down my arms. Your arms will never go higher than this. All right? I'm in this athletic posture. I got a nice base of support. I'm going to drive my arms down, shoulder blades back. It's the same thing. Pause. Drive down, back. I'm going super heavy here, Mike, because I want to try to show you what happens when I'm really putting my 100% max effort into an exercise, trying to maintain the posture, the position of the body, the platform that this force is exerting off of. Slow, drive. Slow, drive. Okay, now that was probably my max. I'm going to bring it down about 30 pounds. I'm going to go through it one more time. Pause. Pull. Pause. Pull. Pause. Pull. And relax. That's a straight arm row. What did we do? Right side, left side, right side, left side. Next exercise we did is we went to the vertical pull. And we pulled here. Scapula depression, depress, followed by the elbows. Okay? After that, we went to the seated row. And we pulled here. 4 sets. Forgot to say that. So you did the 3 sets of the single. We did 4 sets of the vertical. We did 4 sets of the seated. And I want 3 sets of here, or if you decide to go out and buy the long rope. Okay? 3 sets. We'll be right back. Okay, Mike, there's a lot of exercises you see in the gym that are very high risk. They're kind of useless exercises. One of them is when you put your knee on a bench. You've seen this. Guy comes over on the bench. He's like this. He has a dumbbell in his hand. And he starts starting in lawnmower. Okay, and he's pulling up this way. Okay, so we're forward flex with load. And we're pretty far down as far as being in a hip flex position. Is it safe? Not really. Are you really, yeah, you're training the back, but there's a lot of risk involved. We're going to do a version of that with you. I want you to go over to any incline bench. This is your last back exercise. Okay, you're going to do 3 sets on each side, absolutely no rest between sets. All the other things that you did today, besides the single arm pulls, there's no rest. This is another one. See how we're pairing this? We started with the single arm rest, and now we're ending with the single arm rest in a different application. I want to strengthen you in different body postures. Okay? It doesn't mean we're working or training the muscle differently. We're still horizontal. We're still doing a row. I have an angle to the bench. I bring the bench down. It's still up pretty high, isn't it? I have an angle. I get in a posture where my feet are staggered about 1 foot apart. I have 3 contact points. 1, 2, 3. Here's my position. A little different, Mike, right, than having a leg on the bench, being all the way down here and pulling. Look how high I am. Okay, very safe, very effective. What I'm going to do is have a dumbbell in my hand. If you want, you could do a bent arm here like this. That's fine too. I personally just prefer the straight arm. Here it is. This could never happen, Mike. Don't let that happen. Start back, just like when you were starting here. You didn't let this happen, right? It's the same motion. Draw, elbow. Draw, elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice the top end. Elbow flex, 90 degrees. Head is neutral. I don't have to look at myself in the mirror, Mike, because if I do, I'm looking at the ceiling. That's cervical extension. Makes no sense. Don't stress your neck. Everything stays neutral. I go down, my head stays in the same position. I'm going to immediately step forward, switch sides, turn, and now I'm on this side. Neck stays neutral. All right, I'm immediately going to switch sides. Neck stays neutral. Neck stays neutral. Okay, so I'm just showing you that you transition right, left, right, left, right, left. Absolutely no rest. Okay, so your first set, you get 10 on each side. Second set, you get 9 on each side. Third set, you get 6 to 8 on each side. It's okay, just no rest in between. We'll be right back. We're going to do some core and abs. Michael, I'm on a flat bench. I'm going to show you some quick core moves that you're going to do in between sets. You can do these anytime you want. You can do them 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, in between sets. Let's say there's a bench around and you're doing a chest exercise and you want to take a little break and you want to do this quickly and get right back into your chest. It's fine. So here's what we're going to do. Don't get confused by that. You could actually have a day where you just do these exercises. My feet are under my knees. They're about shoulder width apart. I'm using the edge of the bench as a pivot point. As I come up with my hips, I hip thrust. My head hits the bench. I'm in a tabletop position, which simply means I'm a table. You can put things on me. It's not going to fall. It's not going to tip. So I am in a total extended position, not hyperextended. I'm extended. I'm standing straight on the floor without feet, if you understand that. So here I am standing straight with my arms along my side. I'm going to slowly drop. My head goes along for the ride. I still have pressure on my back because I'm using that pivot point. I come back up, 1. I come back up, 2. I come back up, 3. If the bench slides a little bit, Mike, I'm on carpet right now. You'll probably have this on rubber. Maybe your benches are bolted to the ground at the gym, which they should be. So you probably won't have it. You can put a dumbbell behind it. You need something like this where you can get up and do a hip thrust. On that last set, Mike, I want you to roll to a safe position. Come on up. Turn on the bench. Okay? Look, I'm going to create opposition. What I'm doing is I'm taking my rectus abdominis, flat muscle, attaches to the inside of my crotch area, pubis symphysis, to my 3rd, 4th, and 5th rib. Okay, now what I'm doing, 2 flank stakes here, I want to basically get off the bench a little bit and create a little opposition. All right, I want to fall, Mike. I want to fall, but I'm not going to let myself fall because I'm going to contract my abdomen. I'm going to clap my hands and hold. I have a tennis ball under my chin. Mike, do you see what I'm doing with my feet? How mellow is that, Mike? Don't go crazy. Just lift a foot. Just lift the foot. Just lift the foot. Mike, if you feel a tremor right now, literally a shake and a tremor, you know you're doing it great. If it's too much, just do this. Pull in a little. Just pull in a little. Second hand position, T. Third hand position, stick them up, hold. Rock and roll, one leg, sit up, turn. Back to the hip thrust position. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll, 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 roll. Get up, turn. Shoulder blades off the bench. First hand position. Second hand position. Third hand position. Roll, turn, do it again. Do it again, 4 times. Then, after the 4, you're up. Hand, hand, edge of the bench. Feet behind you. Straight arm plank. Go pretty wide on the base right now, Mike, so you get used to it. I'm going to do a weight transfer to one side because look what I'm going to do, Mike. I'm going to slowly put my right hand on my left shoulder and bring it back down. I'm going to put my left hand on my right shoulder and bring it back down. Did you catch that? Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. I'm walking my feet in another inch. I want more of a challenge. I'm not breaking at the hip, Mike. I'm not here. I'm not sticking my butt in the air. I could do that all day long. I don't feel anything. I feel nothing. I feel a little slap on my shoulder, and that's about it. Stay straight. Straight plank. Tap, 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 tap. After you do 10 taps, straight arm plank, feet together, 1 foot off the ground. 1 foot off the ground. Hold, hold, hold. 1 foot off the ground, hold, 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 and then come up. So, we do the hip thrust. We roll around, we take our shoulder blades off the edge of the bench to a level where you could hold and maintain congruency. You could slap your hands together and hold that position. You're trimming too much, move in a little. If it's not challenging enough, move back a little. Keep your feet on the ground and then do a small march. First hand position, second hand position, third hand position. Okay? You're going to go around 4 times. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Get right up, straight arm, tap, 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 10 times. After the 10, feet together, hold, 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 10 times. Don't laugh, that's your core workout. We're going to get into other things in a minute. We'll be right back. Okay, Mike. All the planks in the world doesn't build a strong core, so let's assume that you do have a strong core. We're going to just throw this in. These are some fillers we're going to try just to experiment a little bit. I'm going to be in a perfect plank position, and a plank position is here. Okay? In the gyms, you're going to see the forward head posture. You're going to see the internal rotation. You're going to see people hold their hands together like this because they're praying they could get out of that position. We don't want to do that. I'm straight. Karate chop. Karate chop. On my toes. Hold the position. Perfect plank. Okay? I'm going to turn this around a little bit, Mike. I'm going to come this way. Because what I want you to do, Mike, is this. Don't look up. No camera in front of you. Hold the plank. If it's okay and you feel it in the abdomen area, along the umbilicus, the belly button. Okay? If you feel this in your low back, just drop your knees. If you don't feel it in your low back, drop your knees if you feel it in your low back. Don't do this. Look at the difference. Straight leg, drop your knees. I just made myself 5'4", 6 feet. 5'4", 6 feet. In this position, reach. How's your shoulder, Mike? Can you do this position without losing any form? Side, side, front, front, side, side. How's your shoulder, Mike? Front, front. I want you to try a few of those. Listen, the key to that, I haven't done these in a while. The key to that is the hips can't move. So what do you need to do? Open up your base of support. Your feet, make them a little wider. This way when you lift one arm off the ground and reach, you don't tilt to the side. Try a few of those. If you can't do them on your toes, bring your knees down. Mike, do you remember the rope? Okay, a little bodybuilding secret. Can we build blocky abs? Yes, you can. You could spot train the rectus abdominis and thicken some of that musculature that will push into the fascial system or the fascial tissue. The blocks have to do with the fascial tissue. Okay, it's not really the muscle itself, but listen, you take that rope, I hooked it to a pulley. If you could get a flat bench anywhere near a pulley and hook it up directly across so it's parallel to the bench, that's where I want you. Okay? Parallel to the bench, just like this. If you can do this. Some gyms, they're bolted down. I take this, I hold it tight in a closed pack sling position. Look, Mike, I can't get hurt. That's the bottom line. I sit on the bench, I fall back, I hold it in. Look, I'm still in a sling. I bring my feet up. Don't cross your ankles, Mike. Everybody does that. Arms up. Hold. Open. Hold. The difference between this and a crunch is I am bringing my pelvis to the rib cage as I hold load. It's not a continuous repetition crunch. This is ridiculous. Okay, that's going to create disc herniation, where you're continually forcing the facets and the whole vertebral column keeps basically grinding against one another, fighting, and that's what you don't want to do. So we had that rope, and we just go nice and slow. We hold it at the top. Nice and slow, hold it at the top. Nice and slow, hold it at the top. Hold it at the top. And on the last rep, you can either let go of the rope and rock and roll. Okay, that kind of wraps it up. If you have any questions on regards to the video, we're going to go over how to segment this. You can take any 2 body parts you want, as long as you train every single body part twice a week in a 7-day window. Mike, thank you so much. We'll talk to you real soon. Michael, we're back, our 3rd day in our final section. We're just going to wrap up some arms, okay? Bicep, tricep. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to show you 3 exercises for the tricep, 3 exercises for the bicep. I want you to think about this. If you're close proximity, that you could combine these 2 where you do a tricep exercise and a bicep exercise. If it works out, we'll talk about this. You can do it, but right now I'm going to segment it and show you the bicep tricep day. Then we're going to figure out where the bicep and tricep day are going to fall, either the same day or on opposite days. Here's the bottom line. This entire video that you just watched, being this the last segment, you're going to do every single body part twice in a week. So just think of a 7-day window. You're going to hit chest twice, back twice, shoulders twice, legs twice. Everything is twice. Let's go over the biceps. I set up here a straight bar. Look, this is your basic squat rack in the gym. I just put a straight bar across it as a holder, holding tank. About 10 pounds on each side. The bar is about 45. I'm staying light today so I can show you form and function. The basic easy curl bars that you have in the gym. Your gym probably has them all pre-made. They start at 30 and they go to about 100. Okay, so you have to pick a relatively challenging weight that you don't lose your form on. I usually use 70 or 80. So maybe you'll start with 70 or maybe you'll start with 60. I have 2 dumbbells. So basically I set up, if time is available and if it permits, depending on when you work out, set up 3 bicep exercises. And here's the first one. The first exercise you're going to do is the easy curl. Okay? You're just going to stand. Now look at my arms. There's 2 angles on an easy curl bar. I could take the inside grip, which is the worst grip, because I don't have the ability to pronate properly, so my arms are being stressed. So I want to go a little wider. This is called a carrying angle, an anatomical position. This is the strongest and most optimal position in the human body. When I curl, I want to be here, not here. So that would be the close grip. So I want to open my arms up. So I'm taking the outside grip right here. That's where I'm going to start. Okay? So, first exercise, feet shoulder width apart. I'm looking over an edge. I'm standing on the edge of a cliff looking over the edge. That's the position I want you to be in. It's not here. Looking over the edge. Head is up. Pull. Slow on the way down. Notice my shoulder joint, Mike, because I want to make sure that you're not going to stress yours. Here's what you're going to see in the gym. You're going to see a little rock. You're going to see this. And then you're going to see a shoulder flex. Okay? We do not want the shoulder to move at all when you're holding the weight. We're in position. Look over the edge. Pick your head up. 1, 2. Notice the top end. Your strongest position is mid-range. This is mid-range. You're the strongest. Go a little higher than mid. All the way down. Don't stop short, Michael. All the way down. Hold. 2, 3. All the way down. Hold. 2, 3. 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 Walking it over my resting place, Mike, I usually use a flat bench. I'm in the gym, I just put it on a flat bench. I stand here, I immediately go into a hammer curl, okay? I'm going to grab the dumbbells, all right? And I'm just going to go into a hammer curl. Now, a hammer curl is 90 degrees of elbow flexion. Do not do this. Okay, you don't need that extra motion. Hammer curls, 90, down. 90, down. 90, down. Same thing, looking over the edge. Hold, down slow. Hold. I'm burning out, Mike. I'm burning out. So what do? Single. Single. When you have the ability to continue the exercise, that tension time allotment we talked about continuously through this video, and I could go single, so as my left comes up, my right rests. My right comes up, my left gets a chance to rest. I step back, I go immediately to the straight bar. Same thing with the grip, Mike. Look, if I hold my hands like this, natural, by my side, turn my palms, walk into the bar. Do not bring your arms in. I walk into the bar. My hands are basically in the center of the grips. Look at the carrying angle. When you connect to a bar, it has a predictable outcome. It's a closed chain movement. So, if the elbow is a hinge joint and it's fixed, and the shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in the body, okay, you want it to move freely, you want to make sure that anything from the shoulder to the wrist is not so dictated where it's going to put extra stress on the elbow, because the elbow can't move. It comes from the shoulder joint. That's what's important about the carrying angle. That's why it's so important. You don't want to be here. So I'm in my carrying angle. I do the same thing. I look over the edge. 2, 3, 4, down. 2, 3, 4, down. This is muscular hypertrophy, Mike. How much muscle can we get on our body in 90 days by performing the exercises slow, rhythmic, and under your active control? We don't want to see any of this, Mike. Okay, I could do 100 of these a day. I don't even feel the weight. Okay, we don't want to rock. Just stand there and flex. 2, 3, down. Hold. Hold. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Okay, 10 repetitions. Now listen. There is no rest between sets. It's up to you. How long do you want to rest? Well, no rest to you might be 30 seconds in the beginning. But if you can go 10, 10, 8, 10, 10, 10, 10, 6, 8. The bottom line is just go through the 3. That's a triplet. Rest. Go around 3 times. You're going to do a total of 9 sets. We'll be right back. Mike, you just saw triplets. You saw me go from the straight bar to the easy curl bar to the hammer curls on the dumbbells. So you're going to go around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That's a set. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 of 3. When you're done with that, you're immediately going to go to a single cable pulley. Okay? One hand grip on the bottom. Every gym has it. Don't look at my design. It's a little old school. I'm going to show you a little trick, Mike. If you're standing up here, take the pin. Okay? Pick your weight. Let the weight stack come up a little bit. See, this is a normal weight stack where I have to bend over and pull the load. What I want you to do is just stand up a little bit, let this come out, and pick your weight. If you see what happens now, I don't really have to bend over, the weight's right there. I'm creating what's called a range limiter, so I don't have to forward flex pulling load. Here's what you're going to do, non-stop 3 sets, right, left, right, left, right, left, done. There's your bicep workout, you're doing that twice a week. I'm just going to basically stand facing the cable machine. The cable is dead center between my 2 legs. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to internally rotate my arm a little bit. That's not a magic trick, Mike. You don't work the biceps any differently by internally rotating. Elbow flexion and being supinated is elbow flexion. The bicep doesn't know the difference. I'm just holding you in here and I'm having you pull up this way. Okay? You're going to take this hand and spot underneath your grip. So it's going to look like this. 2, 3, 4, under control, 5, perfect form, 6, 7. If you don't need it, you don't need it. 8, 9, 10. Switch. You don't lose a beat. 2, 3, 4. Under control. 5. You're burning out. Spot. 6, 7, 8, 9. Without losing a beat. Down. Go. 10, 9, and so on. And then to this hand, another 10. And then to this hand, another 10. Or maybe you get 6 to 8. 3 sets on each side, absolutely no rest. That's the bicep workout. Michael, I'm giving you the best exercises for hypertrophy or muscular development of the bicep. You're going to see thousands of exercises. I'm giving you the best. Be right back. Mike, we're in our tricep section, and I'm sure you've seen some of the videos with tricep, so I'm going to go over a couple things. Listen, when we just did that whole series of bicep elbow flexion with the straight bars and the hammer curls, your body has opposing forces that automatically, because of gravitational forces, gravity-induced posture, your body, believe it or not, okay, you always were trying to adduct the shoulder. You were forced into possibly rounding your back out a little bit, okay? And because we were adducting the shoulder girdle or protracting the shoulder girdle, the first exercise after doing the bicep segment is going to be a straight arm pull. Now, when I have my arm straight here and I add load like this, I have about 16 to 17 degrees of shoulder extension. It's a concentric contraction. My tricep is shortening as I pull it back. You get it? What does this look like, Mike? Ready? It's a kickback. The pathology of a kickback is the same thing. We could have done them standing. It was basically after a shoulder procedure for rehabilitation reasons. So a physical therapist used to do that. So here's a standing straight rope, the rope I told you to purchase, a large rope with knots, and a small round hook at the end. Okay? You should get out of Home Depot or one of those hardware stores for less than 20 bucks. This is a kickback. If I look down, Mike, I never see my hands, ever. That means my hands can't come forward. Okay? It starts here, fully contracted. I draw my shoulder blades and arms back. Not a big movement, is it? Shoulder blades and arms. Good. Right there. 6, 7, nothing moves. 8, 9, this is incorrect. Look, straight arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk it in. 3 sets of 12. That's going to be the startup of your tricep exercises. We'll be right back. Mike, we're going to experiment a little bit, okay? I had time to think a little bit. When I say we'll be right back during these videos, I'm always trying to create, thinking about your orthopedic concerns, thinking about your level, your athleticism, your skill sets, and I'm trying to figure out what might and might not work. So it is trial and error. I'm going to throw this one in here just to see. There's a flat bench here. Instead of going on the ground and putting a lot of stress on the anterior shoulder girdle muscle or the acromion clavicular joint, we talked about that on the phone. I'm going to try to put you in a position where you're holding the edge of the bench here. Okay, notice my wrists are straight versus being on the bench here. Okay, I don't want any extra pressure going this way. I'd rather have it going this way. So I'm going to grab the edge of the bench. My arms are about a little beyond shoulder width apart. Remember, we're not doing a chest press. We're going to be doing tricep press. I'm going to have you in a straight plank position. Your feet are about as wide as your hands. So if I look down, my toes are kind of in line with my wrists on each side. I'm slowly going to drop by keeping my arms close to my body. I'm going to go down to about 90 degrees of elbow flexion. So in reality, as I'm coming down, I'm only about here. Okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to come back. I don't want to send this back. I want to stop here. I want to stop here. So a good analogy would be if I was standing against the wall and I was coming down, I'd be stopping here. Okay, I'd be coming down, stopping here. This is 100% tricep coming out of that rope position. Nice and slow. My question for you, Mike, is, are you feeling it in your shoulder right now? If you are, get out of here. Forget this exercise. But I'm just going to go over it. If you can do it, that'll be awesome. Straight down, press. Press. Everything stays in tight. Press. So between the sets, 10 reps. If you can get away with this, we're looking really good. First exercise out of the gate, if you can do that, I want you to do that right after the rope, 3 sets of 10. Go right to the cable machine. You said you had a free motion type machine. I have 2 pulleys high, basic hand grips. Okay, set your weight accordingly. Stand in front of the hand grips. I want you to cross your arms on the hand grips. But look, I want you to take advantage of the strap. Look how the strap is on the outside, as if I don't even need this. So I can put pressure on the strap. Then I'm going to insert this into my hand and grab it. I have a lot of pressure on the strap. Again, I don't need this. I'm going to insert it into my hand. I still have pressure on the strap. I take this, the strap is on the outside. Some have these rubber balls here, some don't. Some are thin, but you don't want that to go near each other. I start in this position, 90 degrees of elbow flexion. I totally go all the way to my sides, elbow flex, hold, straight arm, pause, come on up, straight down, pause. I got about a 2 beat, a 2 count at the bottom. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm going to do a total of 10 reps. 1, 2. Mike, if you have those pulleys up top like that, watch what I do with the cables. I'm going to walk back. The cable that's closest to me comes into a sling. I'm going to turn around, put them in front of me. Look at the angle, Mike. This is not correct. You see this in the gym all the time. Get out of there. Bring it down. Straight arm extension. Straight arm extension. Come in like a sling. Walk back. That exercise you just saw, I started here. Pause 2 seconds. I took the cable, I turned it around. Okay, and did this exercise. Okay, don't count reps. How many can you do? 6 and 6? 8 and 8, 10 and 10, that's totally up to you. Remember, it's attention time allotment. Get out of the old school, I have to do 1 set of 10. Some of these exercises I set up that way because I knew that you were going to go back to back to back. I wasn't counting reps, I was counting time. So, this, you're going to do it 3 times as well. So let's say you did 6 of each. You started with the rope, you got away with the bench, you came over here, 3 sets of the rope, 3 sets of the bench. You came over here, you crossed, you did 6, you turned, you did 6, shake it out, sip of water. You crossed, 6, turn, 6, turned around again, 6, 6, maybe you rested 30 seconds between sets. That's going to be the start of your tricep exercises. We'll be right back. Mike, we're back. I'm going to throw in 2 freebies. On your tricep day, you might decide to maybe omit the cable machine or maybe omit the bench. So I'm going to set up 2 here for you, 2 extra. One of my trainers, Shane, who's actually filming this right now, this is one of his favorites. We worked on this together. We have a straight bar. Okay, sometimes there's easy curl bars. You've seen the bars that you could hook up. Come on over here, Shane. You've seen the bars you can hook up here on any cable pulley. Okay, some of them have little bends in them. They look like the easy curl bar without the weights. So these will fit on very easily. They'll just fall into that little S hook that's in there, or you could just put them on a straight bar. So they're just hand grips hanging. You're going to do a reverse grip. When you look at the human body in an anatomical position, Mike, your elbow is a fixed hinge. Okay, so it only works one way. The safest and most effective way, most optimal way to train triceps, weakest in the hand position, but most stimulus in the tricep, is palm up. It's an open hinge. As soon as you turn your hand and pronate, you have a small tendon that runs in between the radius and the ulnar region. So you have 2 bony processes and a sponge process. So which one wins? The bony or the soft or the sponge? The bony wins. So the bottom line is, you want to always have that semi-pronated position like we did, or a reverse grip. Do you notice I haven't showed you anything with your palm down on a bar? Divorce it. Here we go. Palm up on the bar. Once I add load to this, Mike, they're not going to slide, even if you have a straight bar. Reverse grip. Palms are always up. Pull straight down. Look at my body position. I'm looking over the edge. Bring my head up. Drive it down. Here's what you see in the gyms, Mike. Okay? Look over the edge. Bring your head up. Palms up. 1, 2. Remember the hold at the bottom. 1, 2. 3 sets of 10. Okay, Mike, you're not a fan of the straight bar. Doesn't feel right. If you remember the last bicep exercise I told you, we took this hand grip, we put it on a bottom pulley. I took that bottom pulley, I put it dead center between your legs. I had you hold it in one hand, spotting the other. And you went from right side to left side. Same concept. Take the hand pulley, your last exercise for triceps, palm up. Same arm, same leg. Look at the position. My arm is just resting on my leg. Okay? Just resting on my leg. I grab the hand grip. Using your thumb, Mike. None of this. Use your thumb. Here's my spotter. I do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, palm up, same leg out, leg back, 1. Here's my spotter, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're building way too much muscle here. They're coming against. 6, 7. Okay, so that's the bottom line when we go through this. Right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. Absolutely no rest. Why would you rest, Mike, if you're doing right side, 10, and your left side just hanging out and going along for the ride? Okay? You know my personality. Mike, that's the exercise program for the biceps and the triceps. We're going to come back and do some hardcore core. I'll be right back.